What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 52. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Big Mike.
Yo.
Phaneckswhy.
How's it going?
And Ash Destroy 'em.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, such as rumors on the next Nintendo Switch, as well as some sales figures with both Capcom and Nintendo, and some other interesting stuff as well. But before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Also follow us over at Twitch. We do stream 3 days out of the week, and every Sunday, of course, is the podcast. And there's a bunch of videos for you to watch on YouTube. So definitely go ahead and check out those videos. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers, hopefully by the end of this month. We didn't get to reach it last month or the month before. But definitely it would be a huge plus if we can get those 500 subscribers before our 1-year anniversary of the channel. So definitely take a look at that, and tell your friends about the channel too, so they can see us all the stuff that we do, all the streaming, the videos, and all the other good stuff.
Isn't this the 1-year anniversary?
It will be towards the end of the week, according to.
Isn't this episode 52?
This is episode 52. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because 1-year anniversary would be. I'll have to look at it, because I did like the YouTube video. I looked at when we posted our first video, when we started, or the first podcast episode, because that would have been our first video, and I forgot what date it was, but it's towards the end of the month here. So, but yeah,
isn't there 52 weeks in a year though? So wouldn't this be the 1-year anniversary?
We were doing 2 episodes a week for a while. Remember, we did every Monday and every Thursday. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why I was confused. I was like, wait. I'm like, is there 54 weeks in a year? Like,
no. Yeah, we were doing that in place. Remember, it was 2 weeks we didn't get a podcast done. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we're almost there. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in with our first topic. Let's talk about 8-Bit Do. Everybody here knows that I'm a huge fan of 8-Bit Do. I love their controllers. I have like 3 of their controllers. And there's something else I will be adding to that list, and that is the new 8-Bit Do retro mechanical keyboard. Did you guys take a look at that? Did you guys get to see that at all?
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm about to look at it.
They're gonna have to. To get in the keyboard game, they're really gonna have to do something no one else is doing, because there's so many good keyboard options.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I agree, and I don't think it's gonna be as good as like higher end keyboards, but
Right.
I think it's gonna be how can I put it? It's something that I will be looking forward to. Because
Did they announce the price on it at all?
yeah, it's $100.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually not bad. If everything is hot swappable, that's not too bad for the keyboard.
Yep, everything is. So I think they did a good job to, in my opinion, to hit that, like, I don't want to say casual, but like also it kind of like that. I guess you could say casual, right? Because I'm not like a big keyboard
Enthusiast?
guy. Yeah, I'm not that big keyboard guy. I don't know much about keyboards. Like, you start go in depth with keyboards, you're gonna lose me, because I don't know much about it. But looking at the keyboard, I think it just looks pretty cool. Specifically like the NES one. There's also a Famicom version of it, and I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about the Famicom, like, colors. I guess I'm just don't care for. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? About the Famicom colors?
It's a little too, like, I don't know, retro, I guess is the word for me. Like, I don't know.
More
Yeah.
so than the NES.
Yeah. It's I don't know. There's just something about it. But the NES one just looks good.
It's because we grew up with it, man. I bet
I know.
you go to Japan, they'd be like, "Oh, I want the Famicom edition."
Yeah.
Well, that's what they grew up on.
I will say this. I do agree that the SNES, the Super Famicom controllers, I did like the color buttons versus what we got was the purple, buttons. I thought the color buttons would have been cool. But, that's my take on that stuff. But yeah, some cool stuff. I'm actually excited for that. I can't wait for that. I believe that comes out September. Where's the date on here? I think it's like September something. Let me know if you guys find a date. Don't remember where the date is.
I don't understand why there's a giant
shipping date of
A, B
August
button.
10th.
August 10th of shipping
Yeah.
date? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it came out August or September, so never mind. So I guess August 10th.
Do I get that cool mouse too?
I think so.
With a little D-pad on the side.
Yeah. Oh, that one that is available. I thought about that, but I was like, I don't know about that.
That's
Mouse.
kinda
Yeah, I would definitely get the NES one over the Famicom one. I don't
Oh.
like that color scheme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the colors just like I don't
know
off.
what it is. I think it's literally too retro. Like it goes back like way too much for me. NES is like a sweet spot. Those
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, I agree. Like that the gray and the red and the like I guess what do we call that? Like a lighter gray or like a beige color.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a more I don't know. I guess evened out look in my opinion. Let's see. My son says the Famicom one looks the best in his opinion. So moving on to the next little bit of topic. Jujutsu Kaisen is coming to Fortnite with update 25.3. They already showed off the skins. Since I watch a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I do not know any of the characters' names. But it has like the three main characters and the I don't know what his name is. The other
Sukuna?
version of Kakashi.
Oh, Gojo?
Yeah, Gojo. Yeah, I just call him the other Kakashi because instead of covering his mouth, he covers his eyes. So yeah.
Right.
Well, if you watch the anime, you'll know why he covers his eyes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we don't know why Kakashi covers his mouth. We still haven't found out why. So
I think the whole family probably does that whole thing. Maybe that's just part of his clan.
no, because I
Maybe
think
wear
I
that
thought
mask.
his dad
His dad
shows
didn't,
his face.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I thought his dad didn't. Like when he had that little flashback when he's talking to him. I don't think he had the mask. But yeah, that's coming to Fortnite. So if you're a huge fan of them, then definitely take a look at that. I mean, I'm not, so I don't care.
Yeah, they got
much.
Futurama on there too. I was gonna hop on because Futurama is like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
but
they do
I didn't
have
want to
that.
spend. I didn't want to spend all the money on that.
Exactly. Well, they brought back like Dragon Ball and they added like Goku Black to it, and I missed out on that. But I was like, oh well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just the skin. That's
yeah. It's just at that point, it's like I don't want to give Fortnite any more money. I've been giving them a lot of money, so
Yeah, like
that-
with that amount of money, you could probably buy a good like indie game.
Yeah.
Honestly.
exactly right, or more than that. Because I want to say with all the skins that we bought, we probably could buy like a two.
Freaking 2 years of Game Pass.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Xbox. This is a cool actually feature. Xbox will soon allow you to stream to Discord. I think that's pretty cool. So you'll be able to see like other people, I guess, playing their game on Discord. That's kind of cool. I guess since they don't have a feature like share, what is it? Screen share that PlayStation has. This is going to be their way to kind of like go around that and add that feature. So rather than have to stream to everybody, you can just show somebody specifically like your screen, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, I feel like ever since like the pandemic, like screen sharing itself has become a lot more popular. More people are using it, so that's cool to have that feature. And then two topics that I have under small news, but we're probably gonna go a little bit more in depth with it. The first one I want to go over is Capcom's interesting earnings call. There's a couple things I wanted to point out with their earnings call, and then there's something else after that I wanted to point out as well. So give me a sec. I'm gonna share my screen so at least people can kind of see the stuff here. So they had a interesting earnings call, and there's the biggest takeaways I want to get by is like the amount of units they sold, year to date with certain titles. So starting off with Street Fighter 6, lifetime sales. It came out in June, right? So this covers up to June. You're looking at they've sold 1,097,000, or I think that's 970,000 units, right? 1.9 million basically. I guess you could say round it out to 2 million. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection has sold 1.3 million units, which I think is really good for Mega Man Battle Network because it's something that I didn't think a lot of people were going to buy. I didn't think it was going to reach this high, but it's only been out for what I want to say since. When did Mega Man Battle Network came out? May, right? I think. No, April. I think.
April.
Yeah. So it came out in April. So in that quarter, right, it sold 1.3 million, which I hope is a huge plus because as far as that quarter goes, it did sell a lot. So I hope we see like a new Mega Man game. Hopefully this is letting Capcom realize that people like Mega Man. Resident Evil 4 in that quarter sold 1.1, or I guess rounded out to 1.2 million. Lifetime sales at around 5 million. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak at 66,000, 66,000. Lifetime are about 6.1 million. Resident Evil 2 at 65,000. I assume that's 65,000, right? Or would that be 650,000? Now I'm wondering
Wait, what?
the numbers here because they're in 10,000 units. So would that be 66 or would that be 660?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little bit confused there. I'm assuming 66,000, but it might be a little bit more than that. It might be 660. We'll keep with my original stuff. So Resident Evil 2 sold that much in that quarter. Resident Evil 3 sold 54, and then Monster Hunter Rise itself, like the non-Sunbreak, just the base was 50, putting that at 1.3. Now, if we go down to all the way at the bottom of this earnings call, they go about like unit sales by brand. The Resident Evil series in total have sold 146 million units. In second place, no-brainer, Monster Hunter has sold 94 million units. In third place, Street Fighter series have sold 52 millions. But in fourth place, the Mega Man series comes in at 40 million units. And it just, like, seeing that in fourth place, it might not be a big deal, right? Because it's only 40 million units, but it kind of makes you wonder, like, these three are definitely big pillars of Capcom, but that fourth entry there is Mega Man, and yet Mega Man still, like, sleeps as of right now outside of, like, the HD collections. Do you guys feel that them looking at this earnings and actually showing by IP, like, their top hitters, does that make them think about maybe we should do another Mega Man game?
When was the last time they dropped an original Mega Man game?
Wasn't 11 the last one?
Yeah, 11 was the last one, which would have been, what, like 2018 or something like that?
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't even like it.
Yeah, it was like mid game, I would say. It wasn't like the best, but it wasn't like the worst.
So honestly, they might, but I think they're using Mega Man 11 to judge if they should make another Mega Man game, because that's usually how companies do it.
Yeah.
They could reboot into like a different Mega Man series altogether, kind of like how they did with Battle Network and Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Just go away from this Mega Man 11 edition, you know, do completely different.
What Mega Man games are being bought at 40 million units? It's probably the old ones.
Well, yeah, lifetime.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, so lifetime sales of Mega Man series is 40 million, so it's counting all the older stuff, and I'm assuming it's counting also like the collections and all that stuff. So it's probably a bunch of things put together there.
Yeah, I think if it's lifetime sales, it depends on like if the sales are still hot.
Yeah.
So if they hit, you know what I mean, like the majority of the sales 5-6 years ago, then they're probably not looking at making another one.
Yeah. And that makes you wonder, like, so 40 million as of right now. Street Fighter is on 52 million, but Street Fighter had like Street Fighter 5, right? Which came out more. If anything, like as far as release schedule goes, Street Fighter has had a more consistent release schedule versus that. Because remember, there's a bunch of games in the Street Fighter series. You have the Street Fighter Alpha games, you have the Street Fighter EX games. This is also including Street Fighter Cross Tekken. There's a lot of stuff there that it's counting, and I feel like for me, like for Mega Man to be that close, it also makes me think like maybe they should look into it. But at the same time, I think they also need to listen to the fans, because I think one of the major Mega Man games that people are asking for. Do you guys know what that is?
Zero X.
Nope.
Or Zero in the.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's one in the Mega Man community that people have asked for the longest time. And I think, in my opinion, I think it would fit perfectly well with today's like modern environment in terms of a Mega Man game. Ash, you want to give a guess?
I actually have no idea, honestly.
All right.
Yeah, I have no idea if anything.
All right, the one game that a lot of people have been asking for is Mega Man Legends.
Because, that's what I thought. Damn.
Yeah, the last.
Oh, they never finished that.
Oh, like a reboot, Legends, because they only did Legends 1 and 2.
Yep, and then 2 left at a cliffhanger, so it's like.
Yeah, I was about to say they never finished that story.
Yep.
And it was like a weird like cliffhanger where he like gets stuck on the moon or something like that. Like it was like it didn't even make sense. Like.
So yeah, they got that, and remember they were working on Mega Man Legends 3 for 3DS, and then that got canceled. So maybe Capcom should just go back and like, hey, let's finish Mega Man Legends 3. Let's pretty it up. You know,
Do like a 1 and 2 collection HD remaster or whatever.
I feel like those games would probably have to have a full remake. I don't think a remaster would help it, in my opinion. Like, unless you're doing like a full remaster in the vein of like Crisis Core, where you keep the whole game the same but you redo the graphics like completely, then
Like
that
Prime.
would make sense.
So I don't know, like, because Mega Man's been out since what, the late 80s?
Yeah,
Street Fighter's probably been out like the same.
yeah, it's been around the same. Yep.
Devil May Cry probably has like when they come out, probably early 2000s, mid 2000s or
Yeah,
something.
it would have been PS2.
And that's got 10 million less than Mega Man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, for a game that came out to late 80s to be 40 million units, I think in this gaming climate, I would probably, if I was in charge of Capcom and I wanted to make money, I would probably look at a next Devil May Cry, especially with the success of Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Like, that's the route I would go. I don't know if they would go Mega Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as Final Fantasy 16 goes, I don't know if we could call it a success yet. I know the initial.
Well,
sales
it's a
were
financial
good.
success, and if
Yeah.
we're talking about money, right? We're talking about, like, you know, them companies trying to make money. So
Yeah.
they're not looking at, like, they're looking at the climate of gaming.
Yeah.
So it's either, you know, a 3D Mega Man in this climate. I don't know. I feel like it would be weird.
Like a
yeah.
third person type Mega Man game. You don't think it could get like pulled off like that? Like, I'm trying to think.
I
Is
don't
there
know.
any type of games that would be similar to it? Because they had
I
like
just
RPG mechanics, right? Because you change out your weapons and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to
I see
think
where
of
you're
how
getting
it
at.
would be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I just feel like it would be like if you had to choose between, like, let's say making Devil May Cry or Mega Man,
Mhm.
probably Devil May Cry would probably be like the more like
Likely.
safe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, thing to make.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mega Man, I think it could be good, but it would be more experimental,
Yeah.
and it just depends on, like, the gamble.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that, and I also could see, like, even if you do a Mega Man, it doesn't have to be a AAA like $70 game. It could be a
Well, if you're doing a
20.
3D, you're gonna have to.
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
that's a lot
3D,
of that's a lot of work.
Well, let's say for example they come out with a new Battle Network, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like fully 3D. It could be something that's more, I don't know, like I guess you could keep it like pixelated. Maybe ask Square to borrow their HD 2D engine and stuff like that and utilize that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're coming at. Yeah, because Devil May Cry, you're right. It's for it being out not as long as Mega Man. It's very close to Mega Man sales numbers, and it has a lot less games than Mega Man 2, right? Because it only has 5
Right.
games. So
Yeah.
I see that. But I guess it's something we'll have to wait and see. They did say that they were looking into doing more Mega Man stuff, so they did say that at least publicly. They just don't know where to go, and I think that's the issue that like you're looking at. Like, how would you do another Mega Man Legends game for modern day? You know, at the time it probably made sense. Now it's kind of like, who knows?
Be a little weird.
Yeah.
Especially like the environments and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably have to go to cell shaded. I think it would look good in the like, you know how Hi-Fi Rush is like cell shaded?
Yeah.
Like something like
Yeah.
that. I think that would fit Mega Man's kind of, or Mega Man Legends like aesthetics. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I mean, you know, for right now, if you want your Mega Man fix, there is 30XX that you can play, which is a Mega Man roguelike basically, where you have 2 characters. It is multiplayer, which is kind of cool. And it is you know, every dungeon is randomly made, or every level is randomly made. What would you call that? What is it? Procedurally generated. I'm not a fan of those styles, but I did play 20XX and I did like that. I thought it was pretty cool. So the sequel 30XX is, I believe, already out. If not, it comes out later on this month. I don't remember.
It was also Gravity Circuit. You want something completely different?
That is true. I haven't played Gravity Circuit. You have, right?
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Interesting. It's
Int-
like Bionic Commando, me and Mega Man, like combined. Because you have a grappling hook.
Yeah.
You can still dash. You can do uppercuts. You can equip different weapons, and it's all like close combat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting.
I might have to give it a try because I've seen people playing it, they like it, and they say if you are a Mega Man fan, you should definitely play it because it looks like it might be. It looks like
There's a
it's
demo
good.
on Steam.
I should try the demo. Does the demo carry over your progress?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. So while we're on the topic of sales here, let's talk about Tears of the Kingdom because Tears of the Kingdom is pretty interesting. As of right now, so Tears of the Kingdom came out in May. As of right now, it has sold 18.5 million copies as of June 30th. So maybe not as of right now. As of June 30th, it sold 8.5 million with the title released May 12th. So it's already halfway to where Breath of the Wild was. Now, what makes it like kind of ridiculous when you look at it is 18 million for a first party title, a single console, right? So it's like it's a first party exclusive, not multi-platform. When you compare it to something like let's just use Resident Evil 4 as an example. Resident Evil 4 is multi-platform. It came out on both PS4, Xbox, as well as PS5 and the Series X, and that came out in, was it February, I believe, right? I think it was February, or it might have been March.
March. It was
Okay.
March.
It would have been March, and it's sitting at 5 million copies. So it's pretty impressive, beating out a multi-plat game. There, at first I know some people use the argument, well, the Switch has way more units out there, but when you factor in the PS4, I think that negates that argument because there's not more PS4s than Switches, but if you combine PS4, Xbox, Switch, and Series, but PS4,
a game like Resident Evil isn't on PS4, so that negates that argument.
Isn't it? I thought it did come out on PS4.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just next gen.
Let me double check that. I thought they said it was PS4. Let me see.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came out on PS4.
Yeah, let's double check that.
How long has Zelda been out? Tears?
It would have been 2
May.
months. Yeah, since May.
2 months? 2018. Okay.
We're talking about remake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on PS4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, all platforms basically. Oh, so it didn't come out on the original Xbox, so I did lie there. But yeah, PS4, PS5, Series X, Series S, and of course PC. So yeah, that's crazy when you look at it. Like 18 million on its own in less than a month. Well, no, it would have been about a month, a little bit over a month. There. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's Nintendo. That's the thing. Like, honestly, that's the only reason you'll have a Switch or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like for the exclusives. I'm not buying, games I can get on PC or like PS5 or Xbox on the Switch.
Yeah. What about you, Fan?
I'm just trying to I'm not surprised it's selling well just because when I went to go pick my copy up, there was already like a huge line outside of Best Buy to grab your pre-order. So I'm not surprised. I'm just trying to compare with other big name titles that have been out for a little longer that, like you said, like Resident Evil 4, for example, wasn't even doing that well.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think something that negates the Resident Evil comment as well is you're talking about everyone game versus a mature game.
Yeah,
it's kind of like R-rated movies versus PG-13 movies.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
the Hogwarts Legacy game, I just looked it up, and they've only sold 15 million sales.
Yeah,
and I mean that's cross-platform too, and they've been out since February.
Yeah,
that's a very niche one too, though.
Yeah, I mean that's a big IP though.
Zelda's doing great, but it's expected, you know what I mean? Especially when you drop one every 7 years. So
how much did Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sell within its first? Let me see. Because Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was the fastest selling Pokemon game. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know if it says all of both combined. 22 million worldwide so far.
Yeah, I see that from, was it Gamer Rant? Is that the same article you're looking at? Yeah, so that's okay. So published 3 days ago. So that came out last November. Yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sitting at 22.6 million. or rounded out 22.7 million. So, and Tears of the Kingdom's not that far behind that, and it's been out.
No.
Well, we'll see too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
The
so this was
drop-off.
because this could be the drop off right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, give it another 2 months and see where it's at. Because like, I feel like majority of the people already got their copies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how much sales are gonna rise from this point going forward.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it could be the drop off, or it might be
Maybe
another
holidays,
Mario
but
Kart,
I don't know.
Mario Kart Deluxe that just keeps on selling for whatever reason.
And I mean, for all we know, though, like this is just like sales right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking about comparison with Breath of the Wild sales, but I'm sure Breath of the Wild sales like bumped up after they had the DLC. You know, like people started buying the game after the DLC came out. Also,
Are they
And-
doing a DLC for this?
I don't know. Who knows, man? They could.
Yeah.
Like they
I
easily
don't think they
could.
confirmed anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, technically, the DLC for Breath of the Wild didn't really add anything more to the story. It was just a lot of extra side quest stuff,
Yeah.
which was fun.
Yeah. I didn't play the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
to-
like, and I'm also thinking like, for people who didn't buy Breath of the Wild, right? But they happen to buy Tears first, would this also help increase sales of Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, that's a good question because I think they did see that Nintendo, I believe they reported it. Most of the purchases were people who never played Breath of the Wild, but they played Tears of the Kingdom. So I think that was a big play too because a lot of people probably saw it like it could be either or, right? A lot of people were thinking, well, this is Breath of the Wild but enhanced, so I'll rather get just Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, it could have that effect. Like, well, let's see how the previous game was. I'm sure like that's probably happened with like Ragnarok and other like games that had a sequel. They went in and went back and played the original one. And well, Ragnarok will probably be one of those games that you probably want to play the first one before you play the second one for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wouldn't really make sense.
yeah. I guess like the only game I could think of that I played the second one first and then went back and played the first was Mass Effect 2. When it released on PS3, because remember it took I believe like a year or so for it to get to PS3.
Yeah, the first one wasn't on PS3. You had
Yeah.
to do that like comic thing in the beginning
Yep.
for the choices. Yeah.
Exactly. So when I played Mass Effect 2, I beat it. Then I bought Mass Effect 1 on my Xbox 360 and then played through that and then replayed Mass Effect 2 with my choices that I made in Mass Effect 1. And then eventually I got Mass Effect 3 for both PS3 and Xbox 360 and PC and Wii U. And yeah, I got it for like everything so I could continue playing it. It's amazing. I still have yet to play the Legendary Edition because I felt like I played it already too many times.
Yeah, same. Even though I heard they included good quality of life changes. Too.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but I'm like, I'll play it eventually. Like, I got it free through PlayStation Plus, and I got it free from Origin, and I think that's it.
I just started with Mass Effect Legendary Edition since I never played the original.
Where are you playing it on?
My PC.
PC? Okay.
Yeah, I actually tested it on the Steam Deck when it first came out, and it ran pretty good.
Yeah.
Ran decent.
Yeah, I've heard
I uninstalled it
runs
because it
good.
just took way too much space.
Yeah. Like isn't it like each game, like, or no, the whole total is in like 180 gigs or something for all three
Yeah.
games?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So.
But yeah, while we're on the topic of Nintendo, VGC has reported that a new Nintendo Switch should be coming at the second half of 2024. So I'm gonna kind of read like what they wrote in this article here. Oh shoot, do I have the article? Oh yeah, I do have the article here. It says, according to multiple people with knowledge of Nintendo's next-gen console plans, the company is likely to release new hardware during the second half of 2024 to ensure that it has ample stock available on day one and to avoid the kind of shortages seen with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Although specific details on the console are being kept closely guarded, those VGC spoke, or what those VGC spoke, does that make sense? Those VGC spoke to, okay, I get what they're saying. Never mind. To indicated that the next gen console would be able to be used in portable mode similar to Nintendo Switch. Like, well, mode. Two sources VGC spoke to suggested that the console could launch with an LCD screen instead of a more premium OLED in order to bring down costs, especially considering the increased storage needed for higher fidelity games. The current Switch comes with just 32 gigabytes of internal memory, while many current-gen PlayStation and Xbox games are over 100 gigabytes. Like its predecessor, the new Nintendo console will also accept physical games via a cartridge slot, the sources say. Other details such as backwards compatibility support for Switch games, physical and digital, remains unclear. Nintendo has said it wants to convert as many of Switch's 100 million plus user base as possible to its next system, although some third-party publishers are said to have expressed concern that legacy support for Switch games can negatively affect sales of next-gen titles. Nintendo did not immediately respond to VGC's request to comment on this story. Tokyo-based industry consultant Dr. Surkin Toto told VGC that a 2024 console launch would make sense for Nintendo since it's projected to see double-digit declines in Switch hardware and software sales this year after it cleared 7 years in the market. And then it goes on basically to say that he sees a fall of 16.5% year over year, and software is expected to hit 15.9%. And I think that's probably all the major stuff here. Let me skim through this real quick. Yeah, that's kind of like all the major stuff there. There's nothing else said. What do you guys think about this story?
I mean, it's expected. It's long overdue. I feel like they should have dropped the Switch 2 like a year ago. Honestly, the only thing I think they should have dropped another Switch before the Steam Deck came out, because now they're really gonna have to do something crazy to keep up with all these like handhelds. You know what I mean? Especially since like they just released that like more computer brands are dropping handhelds too. So
yeah, like Lenovo. I remember you said the article, right? That Lenovo's working on a handheld. I wouldn't be surprised if like Alienware is working on a handheld, or MSI.
They have. Alienware has a handheld.
Well, they had that. It was more like a concept.
Yeah,
but it never.
I mean,
out.
they already had one like on designed and everything that you could actually use. So technically, they already had a handle. They just never released it for sale.
Yeah,
it was just kind of like a concept. But I'm sure they'll probably visit it again. I mean, a lot of the stuff on that article, like, it makes sense of what they're trying to push. LCD screen, yeah, that's fine. I mean, as long as it's bright enough for outdoors, like good enough brightness. Battery life is probably gonna be the big thing they need to make sure they hit on point if they're doing portable, since they're making sure it's portable again. Because that was the main gripe of the original first gen Switch, right? Was that the battery life was just horrible. So they got to make sure they hit that. I think not just the hardware, but they need to hit it with the software in terms of the way the Switch operates. Because the way it is just right now, it's just too plain. They need to give like the gamers more customization of like changing like themes would be awesome. Having on the Switch on your home screen, like putting it like when the was it the PS3 first introduced themes into their operating system?
Yeah. PS3 had it,
and they even sold themes on their PlayStation Store, if I remember correctly. Like, you could actually buy themes.
I believe so, yeah.
Like, Nintendo could easily make money selling, like, a Mario theme packet.
They did back in the 3DS era.
Yep.
They
did.
Yeah, I remember that on the 3DS, yeah. And and people could even, like, now, if you mod a 3DS, you could download, like, custom themes that people created for it, so... That's definitely something they need to not just hardware, but they need to think about the actual software running on the Switch too.
I agree. You got anything to add to that, Ash?
I feel like they should have done all the theme stuff when the Switch first came out. Like, give players options to change their themes if they want to change their themes. Because it's already proven that like themes can work on the Nintendo Switch if you see people pirate their stuff and add their own custom themes to it. Like, at the end of the day, if people want to be minimalist, they can. If they want to customize it, they can. Simple.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the Switch just a like the Switch is like OS? Isn't it just like a custom version of Android?
I don't think it's Android. I mean, it could be like Linux or something, but I don't think it's Android.
Yeah, I will say Linux on that regards. So,
I thought somebody said it was a custom version of Android.
Well,
like when the keyboard
pretty much
up.
Everything is a custom version of Unix. So
yeah,
you know, so like...
yeah, that's true. Everything except for Windows, unfortunately.
No, Windows is too.
Windows is well, I thought it's DOS.
I think
because Unix and DOS.
About Apple.
Yeah, Apple's a custom version of Unix. Yeah, Windows is DOS.
Windows
But
is
yeah,
DOS.
it's like because I thought like the keyboard on the Switch when it pops up, it's what's it called? Like it's actual like the Android like what was one of the Android default keyboards. I could be wrong though. I could be misremembering on that. But yeah, I mean. I don't know about this article. Like, I just read the article, and when I read articles like this, I just feel like it's a bunch of how can I put it? Just
Fluff.
like yeah, like fluff or like speculation or something like that, right? Like just reading through it, just our sources say there's gonna be a new Nintendo Switch. Like, you know, I could say that same thing because I think we're all expecting a new Nintendo Switch very soon. Typically consoles like every 7 years or so a new console comes out, so it's to be expected. The second half, I'm like kind of like I don't know, because if you say second half of 2024, I think you're going based off of like most consoles launch within the holiday season, right? PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo did it minus the Switch, right? The Switch was like the only console that didn't launch in the holiday season. It launched in March, so it's like. I mean, I just don't know if this article is really like proving anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's no valid sources. It's all speculation.
Exactly. Like I don't
like everything with the Switch, dude. It's all been just speculations.
That's true. I mean, some people like I feel like there's sometimes you hear a rumor, you're like, yeah, that sounds true. Where this just sounds like I'm going with the flow. I'm being, you know, like an analyst. It just says like, oh, you know, a new iPhone's coming out next year. Well, yeah, because there's one every year, so of course, you know, anybody can say that. I feel like this is kind of like that same.
But they've been saying it every year for the Switch since COVID.
That is
you
true.
Know, like...
that is true. Every year there was the Nintendo Switch Pro or new Nintendo Switch. That is true. Yeah, but yeah, we do need a new Nintendo Switch. Like, as much as I love it, I've been using it like on and off recently. I've been stuck with Breath of Fire 4. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck, but like when I don't play it, I've been jumping on and playing Oracle of Seasons. But it's just kind of like, yeah, I think the biggest thing that's turned me off for the Switch is not even so much the games, but the UI. Like, no themes, like no music, no customization of anything like that. I feel that really, in my opinion, hurt Nintendo's identity in terms of the funness that their OS has always had, right? Like, when you open up turn on the Wii, there was a lot going on with it. Every channel you clicked on had like music. The Wii U even had like, you know, ambient noise, and like you could hear like the Mii's chatting and stuff like that. They had like a fun UI, and then this was just like, here's boring, you know. And then you had hope, because in the beginning you're like, oh, there's themes. This is light or dark. We're like, oh, look, it looks like there might be more themes coming down because you have all that empty space, but nothing. You know, and then when you look at the 3DS too, and the 3DS has themes, depending on the themes, will change your background music, will change the noises of like.
Well, they also had like virtual consoles since like release.
Just the Wii, yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
Which is the only one that didn't do that, because now they're greedy and they're trying to do the NSO BS, bro, which still like pisses me off.
Yeah, I think they should do the route PlayStation's doing, where. Yeah, if you get PlayStation Premium, you get these older titles included. But if you don't have PlayStation Premium, you can still buy the titles individually and keep.
Oh, yeah, for sure, 100%. Like, what? That's 100% anti-consumer.
Yeah.
Because in order for me to play the games, I have to sign up for the subscription, and then if you decide to remove it, then I can't play it anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That
Halo's old as time, bro.
I agree with that, because now they're stuck there. You know, I guess the good part, you know, I'm not gonna defend it, but like the good part is, at least for the subscription, I think it's a 30-day check-in. So because you also have to be online, it has to check you have the subscription, but I believe it's every 30 days it checks to see if you have a subscription enabled. So if you're offline for 30 days, you're good. After the 30th day, yeah, you're screwed. What about you, Ash? You've been quiet this whole podcast.
Well, to begin with, I feel like that what Nintendo should do, like, I agree with most of you guys are saying, especially with the virtual console stuff, that needs to come back. But I have some doubt in my mind that will never come back, to be honest with me, because, like, you know, it's better for the business for them to like rack up that profit. And That's usually how it goes and stuff. And once Nintendo starts doing it, then like I'm pretty sure Nintendo weren't the first ones to do it either. To be honest, I think Xbox was, I believe. So like it's gonna follow suit with all the other companies, just like legit just putting all their games on their subscription service. Maybe not Valve because Valve is cool, but like when it comes to everyone else though, I just wish physical stuff can come back because that's slowly fading away too. So
Same.
I mean, the more popular PC handhelds get, the less physical, stuff is going to be out there. But consoles are moving in that direction. Unfortunately, like PlayStation, you buy a collector's edition of a game and you get the digital version of the game versus a physical version of the game.
yeah, that's like disgusting. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, it's cool for somebody like me that has a digital PS5, right? So I was like, oh, I can still get the collector's edition and get the digital copy of the game. But as far as like preservation goes, right, what happens when PlayStation Network is no longer online, right, for the PS5? Then what do? Right? Like what a good example is Fire Emblem Fates. I don't have Fire Emblem Revelations. I never bought it, and I wish I did. But now if I ever wanted to go back and finish Fire Emblem Fates, I can't play Revelations, because I can't buy it, and then therefore I can't download it. Therefore, I can never complete Fire Emblem Fates. So that's always the downside of not having physical copies.
It's simple as like if companies decide to actually preserve their own content, then they wouldn't have to worry about emulation that much.
That is true.
That's the big reason why most people are emulating these days, just so they can play the old retro stuff. Now you have companies 100%. like Sony, especially Nintendo, that are trying to fight back against this stuff, but they're not realizing the bigger picture here and why we're doing this.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing Breath of Fire 4, and the only way for me to play Breath of Fire 4 right now is either because I believe it was available on the PS Vita, so if I had purchased it on the Vita when it was available, I could play it or emulate it. And guess what I'm doing? I'm emulating it. I would love for them to bring back Breath of Fire 4 so I can play it like on PC or Switch. Or do like an HD remake or something or not remake, but like remaster or pixel. Well, it's not really pixelated, but like some type of remaster of the game, I would definitely buy it. But other than that, like the only way I can play that game is on there. And Nintendo specifically, they're, well, maybe not. I was going to say they're a little bit more stricter in terms of having old games come, but like they did have the virtual console, and then in the Wii U they had a virtual console where you could play DS games on there, which was pretty cool. So maybe not, but still, just having those games available and having those games follow you through these different generations is probably the one thing that they need to work on. If Apple and Google can do that with Android and iPhone and the app stores and stuff like that, I'm sure the console makers can do that as well, where you have one account cross generations. Like,
dude, Nintendo can't even get their online right. Dude. It's 2023 and they still can't get their online right. Like it's like I get it, like, but it's like they make great games, but they're so behind on like
infrastructure,
dude. Like it's actually quite insane, like how behind they are.
Yeah, I agree. Like the eShop, I feel the Switch eShop is backwards from the Wii U eShop.
Well, because look at the content they allow on there too. Like I understand it's like more open, but have some moderators. Like Jesus, man. Like Steam is better than the Switch shop. You know what I mean? Like.
What do you mean you didn't want to play that Last of Us?
Bro,
what was that game
They took it down. You seen that, right?
I saw that. Yeah, Sony requested to take that down. Did you watch a Digital Foundry video on that?
I did. It looks absolutely terrible, bro.
I don't know what they were thinking when making that game. Like,
I don't know what they were thinking when they let them put it on the eShop or whatever, bro. Like. You need some kind of moderation. I mean, come on, dude.
It's funny. I listened to GameScoop podcast, and they have a segment like when there's no news, they do, what is it called? They have a segment though, but he names like these eShop games that Nintendo will let on there, and he names the title and then he reads the description and like all the like things, like there's like no proofreading, there's like weird stuff being said in there. Like, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, they don't moderate anything that goes on there. Like, anybody can put anything on the eShop. Oh man. But yeah, moving on from that, a little bit of good news here in terms of like preservation. Microsoft is now selling replacement parts or for do-it-yourself repairs for Xbox controllers, which I think is pretty cool. You know, it's something that 8-Bit Do already does. Goalie Kit is doing, right? You know, and the Steam Deck, right? Steam Deck, everything in the Steam Deck is pretty much user replaceable for the most part. And Microsoft is now selling parts, and I think that's pretty cool because how many times has something broken in a controller? Actually, for me, not in a long time, but you know, let's say like a thumbstick gets bad, right? You get drift or something like that. It's nice to be able to go ahead and
I'm about to blow your mind, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
You've been able to buy this the whole time off Amazon at a fraction of the price.
Oh, like the third party stuff. Yeah. So
and they work exactly the same. Like, cause I already watched someone like compare them, and it's like literally the exact same thing. One's $3 and one's $20. You know what I mean? Like, and
so
it's Microsoft, dude.
When my thumbsticks had what's it called? Drift. I did replace them. My Switch Joy-Cons had drift. I did replace them, and for whatever reason, I felt like though the new ones that I got, they got drift like instantly. Then finally I just sent them into Nintendo, got it back, and they just replaced. They just gave me basically brand new Joy-Cons. Yeah, go ahead.
I replaced my Switch ones, and it's fine. They're still fine.
Oh yeah,
like my replacements actually lasted longer than my Switch. Yeah, so my replacements are actually now lasting longer than the original Switch ones.
Okay.
I haven't had any issues with my Joy-Cons yet.
Are they like your launch Joy-Cons or like whatever you bought it with, or what?
Yeah, but I've actually used the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons more.
Okay, me too. I've used that more, and I've heard that the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons, they fix the drift issue.
Okay.
Yeah, so those apparently will never catch, well, maybe not never, but they won't catch drift as fast as the other ones. But I'm the same thing. I've been using that nonstop, and I have the OLED Joy-Cons like somewhere. I gotta look for them. I don't even know where I got them, but I gotta put it somewhere. But yeah, you know, it is true. Yeah, parts were always available on Amazon. You could always buy that. But it's nice to see that Microsoft themselves are allowing you to have those parts. You know, it's just kind of cool to be able to replace something. You know, if your button is stuck, you can open it up now and replace it. Actually, how easy is it to take apart? Oh wait,
the Xbox controller?
Yeah,
it's pretty easy.
It's like four or five screws, right?
Oh man, I'm looking at the Starfield one. It has no screws. Yeah, look. Like if you look at it here, there's literally like no screws anywhere.
I know it's not hard because I watched someone do a video. It's just like there's a certain way you got to open it.
Okay.
Yeah, pry it.
Yeah, you need like what's it called, like a spudger or whatever.
Okay,
like,
so it's like clip. Do they clip like back on?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I wonder. Let me see. I guess you would have to do the same thing with the 8-Bit Do controller too.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 8-Bit Do controller. Yeah, so it's the same thing. You would have to do the same stuff. Okay. Well, never mind that. Oh man. But yeah, moving on to our last topic of the day. Baldur's Gate 3 is actually performing well. Like, it's actually, in my opinion, like I think it's performing better than what I thought it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be popular, but I thought it was gonna be popular in like the circle that like I follow, right? Into like the gaming media, into like the ones who are really into RPGs. But it seems to be a lot more popular than that. I know, Mike, you're a fan of Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah.
Have you played the other games?
Yeah, I did. Probably like 15 years ago, but like definitely played them. I'm gonna get this as soon as I run through my backlog, but like because my backlog's huge right now. But I'm definitely gonna get this game. I'm super excited about it. It looks really good, and it literally just looks like pretty much like a D&D campaign, but like in video game form.
Yeah. What about you, Fan? Have you played any of the Baldur's Gate?
I have never played any of the Baldur's Gate games.
They're great. The original ones were actually made by BioWare.
Okay.
This, and I don't know what happened. I think Wizards of the Coast actually went to Larian Studios and asked them to make a Baldur's Gate 3 because of how well
Coast?
they own D&D.
Created D&D.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I think you're right, because I remember seeing something that I know when they went to get pitches like right around the same time Divinity Original Sin 2 I think was coming out or something like that. But yeah, like the studio's great because I've heard nothing but good things with Divinity Original Sin as well.
It's a lot of these sales are people buying into the hype. I'm gonna say it right now. This is not a game for everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this is definitely like a very niche style game. It's super dialogue heavy. It's super decision heavy. Like you're probably gonna be in dialogue more than you are like action. You know what I mean? Like so if you're not into like story, like you're not really gonna be into this.
Okay.
You see, and that's what I was thinking. Like I was like, with the sales going on, I was like, it's a bit better than what I thought because. I know a lot of people will know about the game, but as far as like buying it, I didn't feel like a lot of people were gonna buy it. But I guess I agree with that. I feel that the sales will drop maybe once people start realizing the type of game it is. But who knows? They'll probably bring new fans. Because that was the only reason why I never tried Divinity Original Sin, because I was like, that's too much dialogue for me right now. I need something that's kind of straight to the point.
So I also did hear that this one is a little bit more streamlined than Divinity was. Divinity was like super open-ended.
Yeah.
And like you could literally like have like a quest from the beginning of the game that doesn't come into fruition towards like end game.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like so it's like, and you know, you completely forget about it and then it's like boom, like it's right there. So this one I heard this one like ties up loose ends better.
Okay. I already saw a scene on TikTok, not TikTok. Yeah, is it TikTok or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now. That someone posted when they were playing Baldur's Gate 3. It made me laugh that they had this scene in it. So I might buy it just so I can see what other little weird hidden gems they had.
They're good games. You just got to be patient. It's not going to be fast paced at all. It's going to be like a low and slow kind of game.
Gotcha. What about you,
like
Ash?
a D&D.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Are you a fan of Baldur's Gate, Ash?
I'm practically new to the series. If anything, if you guys didn't know, I think Amazon Prime Gaming was giving Baldur's Gate 2 for free, so I got that.
So
I was gonna start with that game first. I know a friend of mine is huge in Baldur's Gate 3, so I was gonna call him, see what he thinks of it and stuff. So
sucks that I don't have Prime, so. But yeah, I want to say I've played a Baldur's Gate game before, but I don't remember, honestly. Like it's hard. I don't know if I played it or if I haven't played it. Maybe not. So I don't want to say I have, because if I did, I don't remember anything about it. Because I'm trying to think, like Baldur's Gate 1, did it come on console at all?
I thought that was PC exclusive.
Was it?
I don't know.
I think no, it was on Xbox. It was on original Xbox.
Okay. What about 2? Same thing?
Yep.
Okay, so then I wouldn't have played
2
it
was
then.
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. It was on PS2, I believe, as well.
Okay, so maybe I have. So I think Dark Alliance might have been the one that I've played. Because if it was on PS2, then I have. Because the only games I know all the games I own on Xbox, and it was like 5 games, and they were all like Star Wars games. Because for a while, like most of the Star Wars games were like exclusive. Like Star Wars Obi-Wan was exclusive to Xbox. Republic Commando and stuff like that.
Jedi Academy.
I think Jedi Academy was on.
Academies?
I think they were across all 3 platforms because I remember playing Outcasts.
Which was that? What was the one with where you play Amnesia, Sith Lord?
Knights of the Old Republic.
I don't think it was Knights.
Yeah, because Knights, you're Revan, who was Sith.
Okay.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 2 Dark Alliance, was PS2, so maybe that one I played. Maybe. I don't remember. Oh well. I don't know. We'll see if I get it or not. Like there's a lot like when like there's a bunch of stuff in my backlog that I have to get to. Like I'm replaying Breath of Fire 4 when I should be like playing my backlog. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I was saying it'd be a good group stream game when we all decide to like buy it.
It's multiplayer, right?
Yeah, it's co-op. hmm But yeah, like I'm still trying to play like Jedi Survivor and like you know what I mean. Like it's
Yeah.
I still haven't beat Zelda actually. Haven't beat Final Fantasy 16. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still playing Zelda. Right now, I'm just like roaming around the depths, trying to get every single light route.
yeah, I gotta go back to it.
I'm like 60% done with FF16.
Man, lucky you. Are you still enjoying it as much as you said in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I want to force myself to beat it because
I think I'm just gonna watch the cutscenes on YouTube. I think that's just the way I'm gonna go with that. For one, a time thing, and two, like I'm just not having as much fun with it as I thought I would be.
Imagine a Mega Man game in the style of Final Fantasy 16. Because you can have your summons like have different abilities.
Also have like different move sets. That would be pretty
different
cool.
move sets.
Yeah, you have like Mega Man like holding like a robot and just like shoves his blaster in the guy's mouth and just like
Yeah.
it'll be a rated M Mega Man game.
You'd be the the adult Mega Man.
Exactly, but it wouldn't be blood, right? It'll be oil, I guess. Like
Yeah.
they would like spill oil or whatever. Like,
I mean, you could make that rated T. It'd be like Samurai Jack.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
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 Good old Mega Man. It's funny. I've been thinking about getting Mega Man on because I had Mega Man Legends 2 on my Vita because I bought it before like the Vita closed down. I had that downloaded already, so I have Mega Man Legends 2. I might replay that. But one of my like fondest memories of Mega Man Legends was since the N64 was technically my brother's, even though I played it the most of the time, and the PlayStation was technically more for me, so I played the PlayStation most of the time. I played both of them a lot. We did a race. He got Mega Man 64 because it was Mega Man Legends just with a different name, and then I got Mega Man Legends on PS1, and we did a race. And it's funny, he was always ahead because the 64 version barely had load times. He was on a cartridge, where Mega Man Legends was on CD. So like every freaking area I had to load in. So like that was always one of my fondest memories. That's what made me start, noticing. Oh wait, like loading sucks. Like these games are cartridges don't really have loading. But yeah, that is all that we have for today. Appreciate everybody that came and joined and everybody who's listening after the fact. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers. We're so close. Just need 144 more subscribers to hit that 500. Definitely help us get to that goal. Share the podcast. Share our videos to everybody. And let them know, subscribe to us. We definitely would appreciate that. And also follow us over at Twitch. Like always, we always do stream. I think I got our streaming down because today, when I turned on OBS and hit the stream button, the go live button, I didn't get that bitrate issue. So I'm actually happy. I think what Mike got helped me with on Friday, I think that fixed the whole issue. So we'll find out.
The DNS?
Yeah, the DNS. I think that fixed it. Like, I don't know. It could have been coincidence, but as of right now, I'm not getting that issue. We'll find out, I guess, next Friday.
I mean, it could be because you were using your ISP's DNS.
Yeah.
And would you switch it to Google?
Yeah.
So
that should help
out
out
a
a
lot.
Quality. Yeah. We'll find out for sure on Wednesday when I go back to stream. Because if I hit stream and I start getting the bitrate issue, then more than likely that wasn't the fix. But yeah, appreciate everyone. Fan, where can I catch you at?
Well, yeah, you guys can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, at Phaneckswhy.
What about you, Ash?
Find me on Twitter and YouTube as at Astrostorium. So.
And Mike?
Right here.
And as always, you can find me right here doing what we do best. Play video games, make videos, and all that other good stuff. My name is James. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Ash. We'll see you guys next time.
See you.